meditation.
Thank you so much, Pariti. Thank you. Welcome everyone to day 25. Uh, this is going to be an amazing session today. A very important and integral part of Reinvent Yourself. But before we start with the session, of course, we'll begin with a very power-packed meditation. So I would request everyone, if you are wearing your glasses, kindly remove your glasses, sit in a comfortable position. Just let loosen yourself, um, loosen your shoulders, your jaws, any part of the body you feel is not very at ease. Just loosen that up. As usual, we'll begin with silence. So I request everyone to begin with observing your breath in silence, feeling everything, and yet being an observer of it all. For the next 5 minutes, there will be no music, there will be no voice. It'll just be you with that vast, sacred silence within, and so it is. My dear friends and my dear gods, just be with your gentle, natural, beautiful, white breath. No thoughts, no chanting, no mantra. Just you, this vast universe, and the expansion of your breath. And so it is. You are an infinite conscious being. With each cycle of breath in, you are expanding like this universe. And with each breath, with each cycle of breath out, you are contracting like this universe. Feel this cosmic push and pull in your body as you stay connected deeply with your incoming and outgoing breath. Gentle, kind, beautiful, angelic breath. Your true guru, your true teacher. Just stay with it and do not open your eyes. A crystal pyramid has been installed above us and below us. The beautiful rose quartz crystal and labradorite. Rose quartz above, supporting self love, supporting our heart chakra, keeping us calm, and labradorite below us, strengthening us, keeping us safe, and creating a foundation of stress-free environment. The 9 energies of Lady Venus and Sanat Kumar are with us right now, helping us decode certain things, expanding and transmuting, decoding and recoding our DNA systems, elevating the game of self-love. Helping us ignite our lost, forgotten powers. In times of chaos, you must remember you are the universe that you seek outside. You are enough. Simply feel the energies moving in different parts of your body, your heart, your chest, your womb, your bones, nervous system. And as this energy movement builds up, we are going deeper into this vast universe in all its spaces, retrieving our power back from all the places we've lost it, from all the people we've given it, willingly or unwillingly. You are a cosmic power. Just be with your breath. No thoughts, no mantra, no chanting. It is through the power of your breath that you rise and you fall, and so it is. There's a huge energy vortex just below your navel. Feel it expanding with each breath in and each breath out. There is no space for fear, doubt, or questions. With each cycle of breath in and each cycle of breath out, you're going deeper, deeper, deeper into this meditative state. Become alive within yourself. No more playing small. No more fitting into spaces where you're not respected. You are the universe. You are a god. In this moment, as you lose all social identities, simply connect with the benign energy that you are, powerful and beautiful, and so it is. Last 10 minutes. Do not open your eyes and just be with your breath. Today, simply decide you will respect yourself by not sitting at tables you're not invited to. There is no chasing but only accepting yourself. There is no seeking closures from people who hurt us. As you continue to love yourself deeply every day by making small choices, you expand yourself to circles you deserve and people who truly deserve you. Let your conscious heart expand with each breath in and each breath out. Last 1 minute. And for this next moment, we will sit simply in silence, integrating these beautiful energies within. Last 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Simply put your palms on your eyes. Just let this energy flow in and open your eyes when you're ready. And with this huge smile on your face, give yourself a big round of applause. A big, big, big round of applause because you deserve it. Sip some water. Take a moment to settle in. And let us begin. Hello, conscious masters. So as Pari said, we are in day 25. And the energies are pretty high. We are getting into different timelines. The timelines are collapsing. Something new is coming up. The energies are shifting massively, and with this shift, we must shift too. There are certain things that we sometimes forget that they're important in life and that we should pay attention to it. Like, for example, before starting or beginning Anapanasati, you did not know that you have to be conscious of your breath and that breath is really, really important. Similarly, this topic is about creating healthy boundaries. And these boundaries are like absolute important, magnificent, aspects that we should respect for ourselves and for others. So without further ado, let's get into this. Um, Before I start this topic, I'm gonna be very frank that it might feel okay, why are we doing this? Why this topic? Is this spiritual? Is this, that, da, 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 blah, blah, blah. But the point is, this is as important as breathing because when you're in this human form, there are certain things, there are certain aspects we must take care of. So let's get some things straight today. Boundaries, healthy boundaries for that matter, they're not walls. They're not like bricks that you have created in front of you. and that nobody can, get through it. They're not walls, they're not punishments, they're not ultimatums or dramatic exists. They're clarity, they're truth. They are the sacred lines that says, this is who I am, this is what I can hold, and this is what I will no longer betray myself for. So this is like your, you are creating the space for yourself. So we live in a world that glorifies hustle, martyrdom, and self-abandonment in the name of being nice. Mr. Goody Two Shoes, Miss Goody Two Shoes. But in this chaotic world, having this healthy boundary is the radical act of self-love. It's like a sacred rebellion. It's choosing self-respect over people-pleasing. And it is saying, I will not shrink myself to fit into spaces that cannot hold me. I will not beg to sit on the tables that do not invite me. I will not beg for people to call me in where I'm not respected. It is as simple as that. It is learning to say no and understanding that no in itself is a big sentence. And when I say no, I am not talking about the no that universe does not understand. We are in this human form. Yes, the universe does not understand the word no. But when we are interacting human to human, this no has a big terminology. This no has a big aspect. So we must learn to say no to things that belittles us, that makes us feel small, or that disrespects who we are as people, as person. It is boundaries. Healthy boundaries is also creating that safe space for your soul to grow. Because when you respect this body, you also respect the soul that chose this body to do the work or the purpose that you're here for. I'm sure we're very clear that we're not here for some small driven purpose where we're, having some random arguments with people, fighting over something as basic as having a boundary, having that sacred line that, okay, you cannot step beyond this. And what we must understand very, very clearly is that boundaries aren't selfish, they are sovereign. They are how we stay rooted while being open hearted. They allow us to give from a state of flow, from a state of abundance, and not from a place of lack, not from a place of depletion. These boundaries, they protect our time, our energy, our emotional landscape, and most of all, our mental peace and peace overall. And here's the raw truth, like a very hard hitting, maybe a very hard hitting truth. When you set boundaries, it will piss people off badly. You might lose relations, you might lose friends, but we must understand, were they worth your time or your energy? Because this will only affect the people, especially those who benefited from you having none of these boundaries that we'll be talking about today. You might be called distant, difficult, dramatic, this, that, all sorts of labels will be given to you. You will be guilt tripped, you will be misunderstood. And in that, you must see it as your victory. That yes, I did what I needed to do. I created this boundary, which is an absolute truth, and nobody has the power to, step this line. And when I say this, I'm not asking you to become indifferent to people. I'm not asking you to become, rude or have some behavioral issues. What I'm really asking you today is to do that sacred rebellion of self-love, the highest act of self-love, of choosing yourself or standing up for your rights. No matter what people tell you, however much they label you, you do it anyway. And you do it with a lot of love, you do it with a lot of respect for other people. Then it is their choice how they take it, the changes that they're coming in you. And as a meditator, you will see that even without consciously doing what we are talking about today, you have already started making some such boundaries. Already certain things have begun to change for you. You know why? Because boundaries are the true difference between codependency and connection, between empowerment and resentment, and between a life you choose that is enriching or the life that slowly strangles you or just dims your light. Now, in very simple terms, what are boundaries? Boundaries are like a guidelines, rules, or limits that a person creates to identify for themselves what is reasonable, safe, and permissible ways for others to behave around them and how they will respond when someone steps outside of those limits. The more precisely you can express your boundaries, the more likely those boundaries will be respected. And while you may need to repeat yourselves few times over and over, don't feel the need to apologize or to explain yourself that why you are setting these boundaries. The easiest way to think about a boundary, very simple way to think about a boundary, is a property line where there's a no trespassing board that's there, no trespassing sign. You can easily see that. But with something like this, when you're creating a boundary, it is invisible. It is like that auric field around your body. You are an electrical being. You can't see the energy or the auric field around you, but it exists. You can't really see certain stars, you can't see the universe, but it exists. The black hole might be visible in photos, but you're not able to see it like in person every day, but it exists. There are higher energies, and similarly, it might not be visible to naked eye, but it's there. And like a property line being trespassed, there will be consequences if somebody also trespasses your boundaries. There will be consequences. So become aware of what you need to do. Become aware and do what must be done. So boundaries are the invisible lines determined by the physical and emotional space you allow between yourself and others. Personal boundaries, the boundaries that you're creating, helps you decide what type of communication, behavior, and interaction are acceptable for you and for others. And while we are at it, why is it important to set boundaries? Why? Because boundaries are the limits you place around time, emotions, body, mental health to stay resilient, solid, grounded, and content with who you are and in person. These boundaries protect you from being used, from being drained, or being manipulated by others. And why we are setting these boundaries: to practice self-care and self-respect, to communicate our needs in a relationship, to make time and space for positive interactions, and to set limits in any relationship in a way that is healthy for us and for that relationship. And these boundaries should be set with anyone and everyone, including your family, friends, your partner, romantic partner, co-workers, strangers, so XYZ, all in all. And today, what is very important that we will discuss the 7 type of absolute boundaries that everyone should know about, starting from the first, physical boundary. Now, physical boundary include your needs for personal space, your comfort with touch, your physical needs like needing rest, needing to eat food or drink water, or just being yourself, sometimes not feeling like doing anything and respecting that your body does not want to do anything and you need that rest. So that's the physical boundary, the first boundary. Second is the emotional boundary. Emotional boundary refers to person's feeling. Healthy boundaries include limitations on when to share, when not to share any personal information. For example, gradually sharing personal information during a development of a relationship, whether friendship, co-work, or anything, as opposed to revealing everything to everyone. I mean, this is your choice, and no one can, put pit stop you on that okay, you are very closed or whatever. It is your decision. And emotional boundaries are violated when someone criticizes, belittles, or invalidates other person's feeling. What you feel is absolutely valid. What you feel is absolutely correct. Do not let other people tell you how and what you should feel. And you should respect the same thing for other people as well. So the first was the physical boundary, the second was the emotional boundary, and now comes the boundary of time or the time boundary. It is as simple. Demanding too much of another's time or not respecting the time of another violates this boundary. Because let's get one thing straight, in this universe, there is no time. Time is only existing in this 3D reality, in this third dimensional reality where we are living. So if there is time in this 3D where the time does not at all matter in this vast universe, there must be a reason why time was created for Earth. For us to follow this, this day and night or whatever, the 365 days or whatever calendar we want to follow. So if something was created specifically for our environment, there must be a reason for that. Let not time bound you, but also not disrespect it, because it's a very big saying. If you don't respect the time will not respect you. So in this human form, we must always respect this time boundary. And now we come to the fourth and very intense, very important boundary, which is sexual boundary. Very, very important. So sexual boundaries protect your right to consent, to ask for what you like sexually, and to expect honesty about partner's sexual history, implementing the same about you or yourself. So these boundaries, the sexual boundaries define what kind of sexual touch and intimacy you want, how often, when, where, and with whom. No is a complete sentence. Yes is a complete sentence. Consent is a must. Whether you are in a private setting or a professional setting, you absolutely decide who you let in, whether physically or energetically. And to say the least, physical boundaries and sexual boundaries somehow goes hand in hand. The more you learn to respect yourself and your physical boundaries, the more other people will also respect your sexual boundaries, no matter you're married for 18 or 20 freaking years. Whether you are a man or a woman, you absolutely deserve sexual respect. Your needs matter, but the right way is communication. So to set absolute sexual boundaries, communication, consent, respect, love is must. And now we come to the fifth one, another important boundary, intellectual boundary. And please understand this, while we're discussing all of these boundaries, you're also creating a foundation of discipline for yourself. You're not only creating these boundaries for others, but you're also creating this boundary for yourself to not violate other people's boundaries. So intellectual boundaries refers to thoughts and ideas. Healthy intellectual boundaries include respecting others' ideas and having an appropriate awareness of what kind of discussion should you be doing in a room. For example, this is a room, this is a forum, and we start talking politics where we should be talking about soul, love, friendship, growth. Politics is not the right conversation here. It is violating so many people's boundaries here. So intellectual boundaries are violated when someone dismisses or belittles other person's thoughts or ideas. We can all have different point of view, belief system, or thought patterns. However, we must always come from a place of respect and no judgment for others. Absolute no judgment and no interference. Someone can love politics, someone can love whatever. We must respect all. As long as we remember we come from the same source, we come here with a purpose. That respect is absolute must. We can be in disagreement with other people, but that necessarily does not mean we have to have a fight or an argument about it. Respect is a must. And now we come to the sixth boundary, which is material boundary. Material boundary involves or refers to money and your possessions, your material possessions. And a healthy material boundary involves setting limits to on what you will share and with whom. And we must remember, when I speak about material boundary, I'm not asking you to start hoarding. Sharing is caring, yes. As a PSSM master, we must all be in service. We must all share at all times. But it does not mean that you have to become a overgiver so that you become empty. No one is asking you to be empty. No overgiving, no over receiving, always middle path for a PSSM master, for a pyramid master. Middle path is the key. You can only give as much as you have received. For example, you cannot give a summary of a book that you have never read. You can only speak about things that you have already experienced. If someone is speaking about, if someone is speaking about something which they have no experience about, you will see, you will catch them, in vibration. Oh, they're just, they're speaking out of thin air. They're not speaking from their truth. So material boundaries is respecting that. So keeping a middle path. And in this, I also remember Patriji's very beautiful quote, which says, not receiving is spiritual ego and not giving is material ego. So we don't have to be in any egos, we have to be in the middle path. That is the pyramid master. And we come to our seventh and the last absolute boundary, which is spiritual and energetic boundary. So calling on all empaths, all these beautiful souls who are here, because this is applied to all of us. The spiritual and energetic boundary mean you are absolutely upholding respect for the unseen boundary, which is as important as upholding your physical or any other boundary. We are all energetically connected. And this is not something you have to believe, guys. We are all energetically, connected. You can call it fake, you cannot believe in it, doesn't matter. You don't believe it is okay, but it exists. We are all energetic. If there is an energetic connection that connects all of us, even right now, there is an energy exchange happening between all of us. So what this means is that our energy is mingled with those who we are surrounded with. Our spiritual and energetic boundaries are like body or a defense system to help keep the body and energy field clear and healthy. Spiritual and energetic boundary keep unwanted energies, emotions, and pain from other people out of our system. Spiritual hygiene is a must, especially for all meditators. There, what happens is when you start meditating every day without fail, for whatever time that you're meditating, your aura starts becoming clearer. It starts shining. You start attracting people. You will see when you're walking on the road, people will stare you, and you'll be like, am I looking weird? Am I looking shabby? What is happening? But you will see that people will look at you, people would want to talk to you, they would want a seat on the table that you're sitting, because your auric field is getting higher and higher and higher. But you have all the right to choose if you want to or want not to speak to those people. Sometimes it is inevitable, you would want to speak to people because you don't want to shut yourself out, you're a social being. But remember to cleanse your auric field every night before you sleep. That is calling your power back from all the people, all everything, unwanted or unwillingly or willingly, where you've given your power, your energy. It is as simple as sitting and saying, I call my power back from all the places, all the people that I might have, lost this energy to or lost whatever. This is a very simple practice that we all can practice. You don't need Radhika for this. You don't need anyone for this. You can do it yourself. We're all self-masters. So before you sleep, remember to meditate, to do a gratitude journaling, saying thank you to everything and everything that is there for you, and calling your power back from all directions, all people, all situations that do not resonate with you, so that you don't feel drained. Because the more you interact, sometimes the depletion is, it just happens. And with this, we come to the end of the session. So these 7 absolute boundaries that we discussed about sets a foundation for you as a person standing there and telling people, okay, I'm going to uphold my self-respect, and I'm going to also follow the same discipline for myself too. Same discipline for myself too, as I expect. So the thing is, I'll give you a very short example. You cannot make somebody learn about something in words. Have you should have you must have heard this, a child who's from age 1 to 5 or 0 to 5, they are in universal consciousness. Okay, they are yet not into the world. They're connected to the source energy, and they don't hear words. They hear vibration. They see action, and they communicate in frequency. Their babbling is very soothing to the ears because they're coming from the source energy. That is why children feel so cute, right? But there is an important message here. They see your actions. If you want your child to read a book, you must read a book. If you want your child to act well, then you must act well as parents, as partners in front of your child. If you want your child to, not have a screen time, you must not watch TV or be on your phone while your child is in front of you. If you want your child to meditate, you must sit and meditate with your child. Even if the child is very small and just closing their eyes and doing whatever, you're inculcating, building a practice, because they're seeing what you're doing in action. Now, why was this example important here? Because adults are no different than children. We might feel that we have grown up, but even we learn from action. We don't learn. If someone comes and tells us something like, why should I do this? So we must act. And why what on what we should act upon. If you want to be respected, start respecting yourself. If you want to be loved, start loving yourself first. If you want to be heard, start hearing people first. What you give come back to you multifold. What you do in action comes back to you multifold. Be aware, be open-minded, have open eyes and have an open heart, how you're acting, how you're behaving in a day-to-day life. And trust me, we are not victims here. I am sure that these boundaries today that we were speaking about, whoever stayed with me through the end of this session, there might be some triggers that you might have felt. You might have felt, oh my God, I did not respect this boundary for myself. It is okay. Congratulate yourself and celebrate yourself, because at least you accepted. And if you already have these boundaries in place, congratulations, you're already doing great work. So in whatever way, it is a win-win situation for you. And with this, I give a pause to my voice and I open the forum for any question that you might have, or any experience that you want to share. Wow, no questions. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for being such a great audience. Just remember that these boundaries are not this is not a transmission. I was not giving any lecture here. This is something that I am practicing every day without fail. I might fail sometimes, I might win sometimes, but this is something, we are always student and teacher all our life. Just, you know what? People who suffer the most in their life are the most loved, the bestest teachers ever. You know why? Because they speak from their experience, and they will never give you any BS in life, any no bullshit policy. They will never tell you something that they have not followed or they have not experienced themselves, because they know what happens if you're not speaking from your place of truth, if you're not authentic. So these boundaries make you that warrior, that, that rebel, the sacred rebel who knows, okay, this is important. Okay, we are, I know that we are those, that higher self, we are those beings, whatever. But in this life, we are in this human form. We are on this 3D planet, on this 3D plane. And if we are on this 3D plane in this human form, there is a reason why we are here. So that purpose must be fulfilled, and all of this physical stuff is also very important, not just the spiritual part. The more we start respecting this physical body, we will start respecting why we are here, what the purpose is, and this meditation will become even more beautiful than it was before, because you're respecting this temple. You decide, okay, this is my temple, and I will see who I allow to be in the sacred space. That is those 7 boundaries. So since we have no questions, or we have any question? Okay, since we have no question, then I would, it's okay, we'll close the session early. I will ask everyone to sit and implore today, drink more water. Hi Shashi, thank you for raising your hand. We'll bring you forth and we'll speak. But just before I take in Shashi, I would just like to say this, guys. The energy shift is massive, massive. Even if you've just started meditating, you're new to this, I'm sure there is some shift that you're feeling, and that is why you were called here. If this is your first reinvent, congratulations, you are part of the crazy family now. We welcome you with open hearts. But just remember, the shift is this, whatever shift we are in right now, respect yourself, just lay low, be kind to yourself, and more than strength, now we need softness with ourselves. Enough of strength we have shown. Okay, I'm a very strong person, I'm a very strong man, I'm a very strong woman. Yes, we are strong, but we've forgotten to love ourselves truly. So that love is very, very important right now. That self-respect is very, very important right now, because this is a superpower, guys. And thank you for listening to that. And yes, Shashi, over to you. Yes, please. You are on mute, Shashi. No,
Yeah. Thank you, Radhika. Such a wonderful session, and so many actually knowledge you have given, and you put it the boundaries so well. So even though it is for us, for each and every us, but we know that many times actually we are crossing that boundaries. Like we will forget our self-respect. Okay, let's, it's okay, let's do this work for another person, because we are uh, people, we are just always making another people happy, most of us. Okay, we do not want to hurt to anyone, but these boundaries which one you have given us, even doesn't matter which place, like if we are working there, if we have to work in a certain time period, we'll work a little bit more extra, because we do not want to, you do not want to disturb people, and the like boss will say, okay, just a little bit extra work, you had to do it, so let's do it. Okay, so we do not want to take extra attention also, okay, let's do it. But these boundaries actually, it is just a middle path, which is respecting ourselves and respecting another person. So I really love to hear that, and thank you so much. And again, I think, masters, we have to listen this message not one time, many times. So whenever we forget these boundaries, just keep listening, Radhika's message is such a wonderful message. And so then we won't forget these boundaries. But I love it. I loved your session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shashi. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for having me here today and for being such a beautiful audience. So keep, keep meditating, keep slaying, and keep being awesome as you are. And and we do have time. And before I close, I would really like Nandini to share her thoughts before we call it a day.
Good, good morning, Radhika. I'm I'm in too many places right now. This was a super power packed session. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone. It was a power packed session, Radhika. Maybe we do not have much hand raised today because they're inhaling it, they're soaking it in, and so it's great. It's great that there is no impulsive, questioning and much of taking in. So this is a great thing. Um, I mean, what else do you want me to say?
Nothing, just ending, just your message for the boundaries that we spoke about. Anything that you would want to add to this?
Um, Healthy boundaries is actually one thing that is coming to my mind is that yes, it is absolutely important to create the boundary for self, where as well as it is so much important to respect other people's boundary. We actually do care about ourselves. We actually think we do not care about ourselves, but many times we care about ourselves, create boundaries of ourselves, but we do not. We are not able to see when other people are creating that, and that affects us. That then we get hurt, then we get, feel like, oh, they're not respecting me, or they're not doing this or that. But we forget that, if we are doing it, if we need that much space, if we are, we're taking care of ourselves and our space and our mind space, our emotional space, we also need to respect that for others. So
Absolutely.
that awareness, again, all of these is an act of awareness for self and others that only inbuilds when we expand our consciousness and our awareness, and that happens through Sajjan Sangita, book reading, right book reading, and of course, oh, first point, meditation. So that is all that was coming to me. And we have Latrices raising her hand. Let us bring her on.
Violet Chase, and I thank you, Nandini, for that message. And absolutely. So as I kept saying that whatever boundaries you're creating for yourself, you're also creating it for other person. So what she summarized is beautiful. Everything, every foundation that you're creating for yourself is a foundation you're creating for other people also. So it is like a discipline system that we're creating for ourselves and for others. So thank you, Nandini, for summarizing it so beautifully. So this message was very important. Yes, Latrice, please share your thoughts.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Okay, good. I can't come on video. I'm sorry. Sorry, Radhika.
yes.
So I just want to share this with you and just want your thoughts on it. I've been dealing with a person who I feel like she's disrespecting my time. So what she'll do is she'll schedule meetings, for us to have, and she'll either call late or just not show up. And I find myself repeatedly, okay, she's done it like multiple times. And so I'm just at the point now where I just ignore her, but in ignoring her, I feel like this burning need to tell her why. I mean, I'm just really done with her. I just don't want to allow her to continue to disrespect my time. But I feel like I have to tell her why and not just ignore her. So what should I do?
Latrice, thank you for sharing that so beautifully and allowing yourself to speak from your heart and your truth. The only thing I can tell you is that you need to imbue more self-love for yourself, more self-respect for yourself. Because when you feel the need to keep explaining people why, you are operating from a place of lack, from a place of self-worth issues, and from a place of where you feel that you need external validation. This might be hard to hear, but sometimes while we think that the problem is with other person, the problem might be us, because you are not treating yourself well and you're not able to. That is why when I said that, we teach people in action. So the action that you do for yourself is something that's like the law of entrainment. Whatever you're doing to self, you are vibrating that in your auric field for other people. And that is, letting them understand, okay, this is how I'm supposed to be treating that person. And in time, as you keep practicing this, the need to explain yourself to anyone will go. Okay, sometimes you are in situations and in relationships where you want to truly explain because they deserve it, because they give you enough respect and love that you should, share why you are doing certain something, because that is that personal relationship that you share with that person. But where you are not respected, where your boundary is violated again and again, you should not sell yourself short by explaining yourself. If it's not tit for tat, it is not like throwing brick because they are throwing brick at you, but this is like, without really verbalizing what you need, in action you are putting a fence around you. Okay, this is enough. Enough
Yeah.
is enough. I'm not going to be, sitting here and just clapping. Okay, whatever you do, I'm going to keep taking
Yeah.
it. But like really strongly, without feeling guilty, no
Yeah.
matter what other person is trying to do, without feeling guilty, I understand who I am. I am a freaking whatever. I'm a superstar. And this is, I'm not asking you to, start going into this ego self or whatever. But when you have sold yourself so short all the time, it is time you start giving yourself that kindness. As I said, start from the place of love, because we have been strong enough, we have been strengthened, like a lot of strength has gone, whatever, whatever, whatever. But now it is the time, it is the soft era. So be soft to yourself, be kind to yourself, and the more kind you are to yourself, you will know you deserve love, Latrice. You deserve
Yeah.
all the respect in this world. So if Radhika knows that Latrice, she deserves respect, I'm sure she knows that she deserves respect too. And I think with that, I would not add anything more. I'm sure I've said enough. So just respect, because you are beautiful, you are worthy, and you deserve it. You deserve it. You are
Yeah.
enough, Latrice. You're enough.
Thank you. Thank you, Radhika. That, I accept all of that. I appreciate all of it. And it was very, very empowering. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, everyone. Lots of love, and we'll see you again for a very powerful session. So keep slaying, keep reinventing yourself. So bye bye. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful night ahead. See you soon.